In today's video, we're going to talk about the difference between the UBR stock and the A2 stock. I was asked by one of my viewers to go over that. My name is Steve. Welcome back to 10X Power Up. So the first thing you're going to notice about the UBR stock obviously is adjustable. Okay, and I have this stock marked for different positions. For example, I have SP here, which is for slow prone. That's where I'll put it into my prone positions. And when I do offhand, where I have it marked for offhand, so it's significantly shorter. So if we take these two stocks and stand them side by side, you can actually see the difference here, how much shorter the UBR stock is. Now that's an advantage, as you'll see later in the video, because it brings my support arm in instead of being out too far. In my head with the A2, where I would have to stretch it to get the proper eye relief, with the UBR stock, I just fall naturally into position, and you'll see that later in the video. Now the differences between this stock, if I extend this to what we would assume is the A2 length, all right, if I put these side by side, I'm going to show you that they're really not the same length. Okay, so you can actually see right here that the A2 stock is about a 1/4 inch shorter than the UBR stock at the same length, theoretical length of the A2. Now this stock, this is a Gen 1 of course. It has a unique feature, allows you to extend it past the last setting. So there we go. So now that's out as far as it can go. So if you're an extremely tall individual and need more length to pull, you can do that with the Gen 1. So if I stand again these side by side, okay, you can significantly see the difference in the length of pull. So you almost gain probably about an inch of extra length of pull. And to get out of this, all we do is just release it and put it wherever we want. Now, again, the advantage, as I said, if you're a small individual, a child, you can definitely see the difference in length of pull between an A2. It's significantly shorter, which is going to be more comfortable. And the nice thing I like about this stock is it has made my positions a lot more comfortable to shoot from. The Gen 1 has significantly helped me out. I started using it in January after talking to an AMU shooter at Talladega, which I had the good fortune of shooting on this point. And the first thing he said to me was switch to this stock, get it and switch to it, which I had one. I did switch to it and I haven't looked back. To be honest with you, using this stock in offhand, that's the most significant difference. I have raised my average in offhand by 4 points using this stock. Now, one thing here that you're also going to notice if you put these side by side, overall is about a 1/2 inch wider. That has allowed me to get a higher cheek weld and gives me better visual acuity through the optic. Now, the one thing that's a really nice feature about this stock, which cannot do with this, of course, because it's a fixed stock, when I get in position, this is where I like to have the stock when I start shooting, okay? And I'm speaking of sitting and prone now. But by shortening this up 1 click and getting in position with it now, okay, it's a little short for the length of pull that I want. So after I'm loose and I'm in position, okay, in prone or sitting, then I take the rifle out of my shoulder and I just extend it. And now because I'm comfortable, I got my support arm where I want it. It just works out really well for me. I'm going to put some clips in the video to show you what the actual look like in position. The biggest difference you're going to see is an offhand, as I described earlier. Sitting and prone, you're not going to notice much, but it's more of a feel that you're going to experience. All right, so as I said earlier, here's the still photos of the offhand position. And if you look at the UBR stock and look through the trigger guard, you can actually see that the rifle is further back, which gives me a more upright vertical position. And if you look at the image to the right on the bottom, you can see looking through the trigger guard that the rifle is a little further extended out. That would cause my support arm to be a little more canted than it is in the UBR stock. And you'll also notice that my nose is behind the charging handle with the A2, but it's on the charging handle with the UBR stock, and that gives me better visual acuity, as I mentioned earlier. So overall, it's just a much more comfortable position for me, and I absolutely love it. All right, so now we're going to look at the sitting position. As I said earlier, you're really not going to notice much. It's going to be more of a feel. So the A2 being on the left and the UBR being on the right, The one thing you're going to notice is that because of that slight concave on it, it wraps around your shoulder just a little bit better. And again, I have a higher cheek weld and it's giving me better visual acuity through the optic. Now the sling position is exactly the same, sling hole number 3, but because that stock is a 1/4 inch longer, it gives me just a slightly tighter position. So here's the prone position with the 2 stocks, UBR on the left, A2 on the right. You're not going to notice much, but it's more of a feel. As I said, my sling position is sling hole number 3. And when I get in position, as I said, I loosen or shorten the UBR stock up by 1 click. That allows me to extend my support arm, get my body where I want it to be, shoulder and on shoulder the rifle, loosen up, and then before we get into actual firing for preparation period, I'll extend that stock back 1 click. That gives me the same length of pull as the A2, and it just works out really super well for me. So the UBR stock, absolutely love it. I'll never go back to the A2. I hope you liked this video. I hope you found the information helpful. If you like the information I presented to you, give me a thumbs up, like, share with your friends. Thanks for watching 10X Power Up. Hope to see you on the range and have a great day.